Merry Christmas! Welcome to Nelly Nummies. Today is going to be day 1 of our Christmas special for this year, the 12 Days of Treatsmas. We're starting out our day with one of my husband's favorite cookies, crispy caramel chocolate cookies. You might also know them as Twix. These are pretty close in tasting to the favorite candy bar, but it has that homemade taste to it. But let's get started on making our cookies today. For the base of the cookie, it's going to be a shortbread cookie, which is just a really crispy, crumbly type cookie. And the most important thing we need for that is butter. We're going to need a lot of it. 1.5 cups or 3 sticks of butter, softened to room temperature. And then we're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar. You want the really fine powdered sugar, not your regular granulated sugar. About 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and about a teaspoon, if not more if you like it, of vanilla extract. And that's all we need for our cookie. Let's get started on making them. We're going to start with our butter. Mine's slightly melted since I microwaved it. And we're going to whisk the butter with an electric mixer or hand whisk until it's light and fluffy and pale in color. Then we're going to add our 1 cup of powdered sugar to that. Make sure you mix this on a low speed so you don't have a big poof of powder everywhere. Then we're going to add our salt. And then vanilla extract. You can also do a little bit of almond extract if you prefer. Mix that in there nice and good. Be sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl every so often. And now we're going to start adding in our flour in parts. So add 1 cup, mix it, add another cup of flour, mix it again until you've added all 3 cups of flour. We do this so that all the flour has a chance to get incorporated into the butter mixture without it being too much of a mess. This is an optional step. If you're short on time, you can skip this, but I like to chill my dough for a little bit. So to do that, you just wrap it up in a little bit of plastic wrap and flatten into a disc. And then we're going to chill this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour. When you're ready to roll out your dough, you can place your dough on a lightly floured surface or a silicone mat like what I have here. Cover with plastic wrap or a light dusting of flour so your rolling pin doesn't stick. And then you're going to roll it out into a large disc shape, about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick, just depending on how thick of a cookie you like. My dough was a bit stiff, so I had to kind of press lines into it to nudge it out. Then you're going to take a cookie cutter. I used a 3-inch cookie cutter here. Feel free to get creative and use some fun shapes like a reindeer or a Christmas tree or a dog, whatever you like. And then just kind of tear away the excess dough there, save it to the side to re-roll later, and place your cookies that you cut out onto a silicone or parchment lined baking sheet. Make sure you leave about 1 inch in between each cookie. These won't spread too much. And then roll out your extra dough into a large disc again and cut out more cookies, and then repeat the same process until you use up all your dough. Then we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 14 to 16 minutes. Now for our caramel sauce. We're going to start with these caramel bits that I found at a grocery store next to the chocolate chips. Put them into a microwave safe bowl with 2 tablespoons of your milk of choice and microwave this for 1 minute. Stir it, then do 30-second intervals until everything's nice and melted. Then carefully drizzle this onto your cookies, about a tablespoon or 2 per cookie. Please be very careful, it's going to be hot. And just repeat this process until you got caramel on all of your cookies. Also, you can use the plastic wrapped caramel if you can't find caramel bits. Next is our chocolate chips. We're going to do 2 cups of that with 2 teaspoons of shortening, or you can use coconut oil as well. Put this in your microwave safe bowl, microwave for a minute, stir 30 seconds more until it's all nice and melted. And just like with the caramel, we're going to carefully drizzle about a tablespoon or 2 onto our cookies and repeat the same process until you got all your cookies decorated. Also, if you're feeling festive, go ahead and put some sprinkles onto this too. Make it more fun. And here we have it. We have our crispy caramel chocolate cookies, aka Twix, all ready to go. Now you just need to let these cool and the chocolate will harden within an hour. 30 minutes to an hour, it'll harden up. You can also speed it up by refrigerating it if you want to have the chocolate set faster. Make sure you store these in an airtight container and they should last you a few weeks. Well, maybe not. Usually these get eaten up faster than that. I'm gonna give mine a little try just to make sure it turned out okay. The cookie turned out nice and crispy, and then you have that nice little caramel layer and then the chocolate on top, and the chocolate's not quite set when I made these here yet, so it's still nice and soft a bit, but so good. I hope you guys had fun making these, and I know they're a little bit more involved, but they're pretty tasty. It's not exactly like the candy bar, but you know, it's pretty darn close and pretty darn good for homemade. And I look forward to cooking with you guys again. I hope to see you on day 2 of Treatsmas. And remember, please be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Bye!